my story, friends. The story which we are going to read today is the birth of river Kaveri. The birth of river Kaveri has been taken from Indian mythological stories. The Puranas are full of mythological stories that tell us about the traditions of those times, the lives of the heroes, and values of life. Indian mythology is full of adventure and lessons. These stories are a great way to introduce children to Indian values. Once upon a time, there was a king named Kavera. King Kavera was very good hearted. He always wished good for the people of his kingdom. He performed tapasya because he wished to help people. Pleased with him, Shiva appeared and blessed him with a daughter who would fulfill his wish. He named her Kaveri and married her to sage Agastya. There was a demon named Shurapadma. He was very strong. He was a very arrogant demon and always wanted to trouble people. One day he called Lord Varuna and said to him, Lord Varuna, I want you to stop raining in the southern part of the earth. Ha 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 ha. Lord Varuna said, but I cannot do so. The demon said, then I will destroy you. Ha 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 ha. Finally, Lord Varuna agreed and prevented rain from reaching the earth. Here, in the southern part of India, was located Sage Agastya's ashram. Every year in May, the temperature rises all over India. In the height of summer, people look up to the sky, waiting for grey clouds to appear. These clouds carry water with them. When it rains, the lakes, ponds, wells, and even rivers fill up. But these clouds would appear only in June. But this time, summer was particularly hot. To make matters worse, the grey clouds failed to appear in the sky. Without rains, the rivers ran out of water. Ponds and lakes dried up. Water in the wells shrunk, and no more water could be found. Without water, plants withered and animals started dying. People were really worried. Kaveri was very kind hearted and she prayed to the gods to help the people. One day, Sage Agastya went to a lake for a bath. Kaveri said, Oh my lord, you have promised me that you will never leave me alone. You have to take me wherever you go. Since Sage Agastya could not leave Kaveri alone in the ashram, he turned her into water and put her in his kamandala, the utensil for carrying holy water. After his bath, Sage Agastya sat on a hilltop with eyes closed, deep in meditation. He left the kamandala beside him. Now Lord Ganesha decides to help the people stuck in drought. He had an idea. Lord Ganesha took the form of a crow. He flew in, hovered over the sage, and eyed the kamandalu, a pitcher with a snout in which the sage carried water. The crow bowed to the sage by flapping its wings and gently knocked down the kamandalu. Out flowed the water from the kamandalu. It began as a trickle, Soon it became a stream, and as it flowed down the hills, it grew into a mighty river. Kaveri became river now. Animals came running to have their fill. Men, women, and children rushed out of their homes and ran to the newly born river flowing down the hills. The sage opened his eyes. He saw the Kamandalu knocked down and water gushing forth. The crow took a dip in the river flowing out of the Kamandalu. The next moment, Lord Ganesha stood in the stream. The sage bowed to Lord Ganesha. Oh, Sage Agastya, I knew that with the blessings of Lord Shiva, you had filled your Kamandalu with waters of the Kaveri, said Lord Ganesha. People were crying for water. Only you could have saved them. But you were in deep meditation. I knew for certain that you would have shared your water with them. So I took wings as a crow and released Kaveri from the Kamandalu. Lord Ganesha, you are the Lord of wisdom. You know what is the right thing to be done, said the sage. Water is a life giver. May all share the waters of Kaveri. This is how River Kaveri was born. To this day, the Kaveri flows in the states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. All along the banks of the river, we see temples dedicated to Sage Agastya. Hope you have enjoyed hope you have enjoyed the story. Please like the story and subscribe the channel Stories on Plate.